What is up? Welcome to a brand new video, people. Thank you for stopping by. This one is pretty goddamn excited. Okay, so today we're gonna be looking at a video that was dropped. I believe the video was dropped yesterday by the boys at Steel City Interactive. These are the guys making the brand new exciting boxing game, Esports Boxing Club. And yesterday they dropped a video going over the character creation, which is of course Creative Fighter, what it looks like, what we're going to expect. They did make it very clear that this is still in development. This is not what it's going to look like in the final product. So as we have to keep that in mind. So for this video, I'm gonna go over that clip. Take a look at what they're doing. And let's just see if it's something to get excited about. Now, I do want to say I've already watched the video once, but I want to share it with you guys, show it to you guys, and for those of you that are not aware of it, maybe this will bring some awareness. There is something super exciting going on right now in terms of boxing. So I'm gonna go right ahead and switch to this screen right here, and let's get it. Let's get it. So once again,
Hey everyone, my name is Ash. I'm the creative director at Steel City Interactive.
occasionally I will pause the video if I need to say something. I'm not going to overdo it. At least I'll try not to overdo it. But occasionally I will do that. So once again, Esports Boxing Club in-depth character creator preview. So
I'm here
let's
to give you
watch.
all an update on how the character creator is shaping up to be in Esports Boxing Club. This is a work in progress, so there's still elements that need to be worked on. So just keep that in mind. So let's get to it. Okay, so this is the first page within the character creator. I'll take you through all the various options available. Let's start by giving this guy a name. So we'll call him Joshua. So we're using Josh's career mode right now. So Josh is one of our talented artists. So we have to have nicknames, right? With boxing. So
So right away, we're seeing everything that we're usually used to seeing, right? First name, last name, which is they use surname. I'm not sure where these guys are from. I don't really see surname too often. I mean, this is what we used in Nigeria. We didn't really use last name. We used surname. So very interesting to see that right there. So first name. What I'm not seeing though, when I take a look at this, just right off the bat, like COVID, is um, are there any preset names, and will the commentator, like when you're actually fighting, will they be able to say out the names? Because a lot of times, you know, when you're given a chance to an option to pick your name, the game also gives you like preset names that are already loaded into the game, names with actual audio that when you're playing, the announcer, the commentators will be able to say, as opposed to you typing in your own name. So that's one thing. It's a question that I would like to be answered. Does this game have some type of system that will be able to, where the announcers and commentators will be able to say whatever name that you put in there, because that will be revolutionary, or is that really not going to be a factor? So let's keep watching.
again, it's a work in progress, so we're going to have this list expanded. So let's go with Iceman. Age will be when you start your career mode. This will obviously impact things like your retirement as well. So we'll go with 18. So weight, we have divisions from flyweight through to heavyweight. We'll put Joshua at 140 pounds. So welterweight. The super versions of the divisions will be included once the roster expands. So one of the aspects which is currently being worked on is around the scaling of each of these fighters. So that will be implemented shortly. Hometowns, again, it's just another aspect of something that we will be continually increasing as the game's developed. It's not just a case of the text versions. We have to implement the ring announcers, commentary, etc. So that's something that again will be expanded upon release. Stances in terms of orthodox and southpaw are in, and the walking music. So the ring entrance music, we have a number of licensed tracks which people will be able to select as far as the walking music goes. So let's get to the actual changes that we can make to the faces. So I've never really been a fan of just having presets available. So whether there's just presets for eyes, nose, mouth. Um,
So just right there, it's already it's already better than, to be honest, it's already better than anything that EA has given us so far. Or maybe I'm just looking at this thing through rose colored glasses. Maybe that's what I'm doing. But when I take a look at it, I mean, look at the eyes right there. You've got, first of all, you have an option of picking what type of eye that you want. Then when you get that preset down, then of course you have the ability to change the width of the eye, the height, the depth, inner size, outer size. Now I don't. Maybe I'm just forgetting, but this just already seems way more in depth than what EA has given us just for the eyes alone. And as you guys can see, we have the same option for the ears. We've got size, height, incline. I'm pretty sure there's quite a few others, but let's keep watching.
I prefer full customization. So we decided to go with both options within ESBC. So we really feel that expands the actual selection and the number of options that are available to players. So you will be able to select presets, but once
So actually, yes, for sure. See, because this is the part that I missed that I was gonna talk about. So first of all, you pick like a face. The face is like the canvas, right? And then within the face, you can pick a specific preset, and then you can then amend that specific preset. That's not the way it is in EA Sports UFC 4. In EA Sports UFC 4, you pick a head. The head comes as a whole. The head is the preset, and then within that head, whatever preset the eye already comes with the head, that's where you can then amend it. But with this one, you can pick, I don't know, you can pick a Caucasian style head type and give them, I don't know, this will sound weird, an Asian type eye. If you know what I mean, it's like picking a head does not automatically come with a nose preset, an eye preset, a mouth preset, which you can then amend. You can switch the eyes, the nose, and the mouth within the head preset that you get, which is huge. It's huge, man. 100%. I mean, look at how realistic this thing looks already.
you've selected those presets, you can then change and customize those individual presets, which I feel gives you the maximum amount of variations in terms of how fighters can look. So let's go ahead and change some of these options. So we're going to set his eyes in a little, I think. There we go. And again, the level of detail that we're wanting to put in, whether it's changing the inner shape of the eye or the outer shape, it's all about giving players that maximum amount of customization. And again, this is a work in progress, so expect some of these sliders to change, some more being put into the game, but this is where we are right now in terms of the number of options available. Again, eyebrows, we have a number of different shapes and sizes. We can then customize various aspects of the eyebrows. So we'll give him a little bit of a frown, change the actual position of his eyebrows and the rotation. So let's give him a bit of an angry look. Okay, so eyebrow cuts. Yeah, we're going to implement this feature shortly. So it's not complete yet, but again, it should give you an idea in terms of the level of detail we're going through. Okay, same with the presets in the nose shapes in terms of how all this can be changed. So with regards to the character creator itself, we actually always had plans to launch this into Esports Boxing Club. However, we weren't initially planning to launch it as part of the early access launch. It was going to be an update further down the line. But we realized that the messages that we received from the community on a daily basis, in fact, in terms of character creator and what you guys would like to see, kind of essentially changed up our pipeline. So we've rejigged a few things around, and we've decided.
Man, and this is something else that, you know, as a fan, as someone who's already a fan of these guys, this is what I love to see, man. You know, the bigger the team, the more distance there is, or at least it seems there more distance there is between the game developers and the gamers, the consumers, those people that are buying the game. But because this is more of a smaller team, it seems a little bit more intimate, right? It seems like, you know, they're paying a lot more attention. Also because it's a passion project. Like, this is a small team of people who are extremely passionate about the sport of boxing coming together to try to create a realistic simulation game, and they are listening to the hardcore community. They're listening to the people that are interested in this game, and they're following requests. And I have so much respect for that. Like, the amount of respect I have for that cannot be overstated. You know, and again, you're seeing the amount of detail that being put here. This will tell you that this game is being created by people who are gamers themselves. It's being made by people who've played numerous career mode videos where there's like they're gonna get to create their fighter, but there's not enough options. And you can tell they're trying to create the sort of game that they themselves will love to play. Now, all this could come down crashing. All of this could absolutely come down crashing. But at this point, man, I am absolutely blown away. I truly am. And you guys are you'll see it.
Decided to launch character creator as part of the early access launch. So this is essentially why you're seeing this video. So we appreciate all the comments and feedback that we get on our social media channels, to our email, and it's amazing with the support that we're receiving. So yeah, essentially your voices are being heard, and we're a studio that puts our community as part of our decision-making process. And here you can see a first example of that taking place. Okay, so we've changed.
Keep it up. Keep it up. Don't change. Don't go Hollywood on us. If this game comes out and it's a big hit and all of y'all become multimillionaires, don't go Hollywood on us and stop listening. Never change, man. Never change. This is a huge part of, you know, of why the community loves you guys, man. You know, because there's just never change, man. Respect.
Quite a few things within this character. Let's bring his chin out. Okay, his chin size I'm fairly comfortable with. Jaw height as well. Again, one of the aspects that we have to think about with what we're doing here is the realism that we're looking for. So on one hand, you have scanned fighters which look ultra realistic, almost lifelike. So that really changes up what's possible in the character creator, because what we can't do is have a system whereby the created characters do not look as good as a real life scanned fighter. Now that in itself is a pretty tall task, but the technology that's being used and the customization options that we now have, we're fairly close to achieving that goal, where our character creator would look as good as someone fighting a fighter who's been scanned. So if you're going,
I'm looking forward to seeing if they can achieve that. Really looking forward to that, because out of every single game that I've played, whether it's a Fight Night game or whether it's, you know, a game made by THQ or a game made by EA, the one thing that you always notice is the moment you see a calf, regardless of how lifelike you try to make the calf, regardless of if you don't put crazy, ridiculous tattoos with like weird head shapes and you're not creating clowns, even if you try to make like a super realistic looking calf. If you take a look at it, they always have that look. They always have that look where that's a calf. That is a creative fighter. That's not a licensed fighter. You can always just tell. And I'm looking forward to seeing if they can fix that. You know, you make a creative fighter as long as you're not creating something that's like a monster, you know, or an alien shape. Because I mean, a lot of people would do that, right? We're gonna see a lot of people create obnoxious looking calves. But if I try to create myself, for example, I try to create something that is realistic, am I gonna be able to take a look at that character that I created, compare it to licensed fighters, and go, wow, the realism right here is extremely comparable. Like I'm looking forward to seeing if they can actually nail that.
Going to be up against, you know, Josh Taylor or Conor Benn. We didn't want there to be a visual disparity between the two. So we're fairly pleased with how this is coming along. In terms of hair, so this is an important, obviously an important part of the character creator suite. And in terms of hairstyles, we only have a few in right now, but we will be looking to increase and expand this simply because, again, because we've really set the bar in terms of how the fighters look. We've got to find and create hair that really gives us that same level of quality. But again, keeping in line with being able to customize your character as much as possible. We weren't satisfied with just having preset hair, so different hairstyles. We want you to be able to change those hairstyles, so modify them essentially. So with this particular preset, I want to increase the flatness of this, so it's not as bouncy. So as I change this slider, you'll be able to.
I mean, look at this. Okay, they gotta work on the hair. No brainer, because as you're looking at it right now, it does not look realistic at all. It looks like it's just laying directly on top of the head. So they gotta work on that for sure, and I'm pretty sure they will. But just this right here is incredible. I forget what game I played that had this option where you pick one specific hair, and then you can choose to make the hair longer or shorter. I think it was either FIFA or a wrestling game that I played a while back that had that option. But I've always wished for that for the UFC series, right? I've always wished for that. I pick a specific hairstyle and then I choose whether I want the hair longer or I want the hair shorter. The same exact hairstyle. And they're doing that. As you can see right there, flatness, width, base. You can poof up the hair. You can flatten the hair. I mean, this is just brilliant, man. This is the customization that we're looking for. And god damn it, man. If a small team like this can do it, there's absolutely no reason why EA can't. I'm just saying. I know I'm comparing everything to EA, but I have to. I have to. Because the only game I play right now is UFC anyways. You know what I mean? So I have to.
Actually see his hair and the individual follicles essentially changing. So now, even with that preset hairstyle, it looks pretty different now. Now that I've changed the flatness of the hair itself, and you can actually grow it out as well. So again, it's all about having a unique character in the game, so all the characters don't look the same with the hairstyles that they have. So again, we wanted to really expand on what's possible with that. So the hairstyles will be expanded as the game launches.
Now look at this one right here. You guys remember when I was talking about when I was doing a wish list for UFC 4 and I was talking about how I want to be able to adjust individual parts of the body. For example, there's so many characters in UFC 4 that we complain about how, oh my god, the chest is too small, the arms are too small, the biceps are too small, there's not enough ab definition, the shoulders are too small. Right here, you have an option, although I don't see shoulders though, which is, I know I'm being super picky right here, but it will be nice if we can adjust the shoulder of the fighter as well, as many body parts as possible. So right there, you get to pick the body type that you want. There's a lot of different body types, like the ectomorphs, mesomorphs, whatever. You pick the body type that you want, and then it gives you an option to adjust the muscles. You can increase the chest, increase the abs, the biceps, the forearm, the legs. Hopefully, going down the line, we'll be able to increase the shoulder, the back, the hip, the thighs, the leg. The some of the calf muscles. Man, that will just give you the ability to really nail your own look. If you want to create yourself, you can. I would also love an option to create to adjust the fighter's reach. Fight Night Champion actually gave you that option to adjust how long the fighter's arms are, reasonably, of course. I'd love that as well. This is the sort of customization that I would love to have in my video games.
Okay, same with the bodies in the game. There'll be various body shapes and sizes, obviously relative to the weight class that you select. The same goes with the waistline of the character. So you can have slim, trim-looking fighters, right through to fighters that aren't so trim. So again, the customizations there. So the skin tones were a really important part of what we were doing here. Again, because of everything that we're doing in ESBC and the standards that we're looking to set, a color wheel or just changing the color of the skin there wasn't going to cut it for us. So different races have different skins, so the skin texture would be different. So a white skin or a black skin doesn't look the same, removing the color aspect. So for us, it was about recreating that texture and scanning those different skin textures. So what we've got right now is a wide range of skin colors in there, but also the actual texture itself. So if I select this particular one here, and if I kind of zoom in, you can see that it isn't just a simple case of changing the color on the skin itself. The actual skin texture changes. So again, it's just part of the realism and our passion for creating a realistic boxing game. It does make things difficult considering the resources and the size of our team, but we're making good progress and we're happy with what we have so far. Again, in line with that, changing some of the definition of each of the individual areas. So that, again, all of this is a work in progress. Same for the leg muscles. This one, it changes the calves at the back. Okay, so going on to the actual clothing aspect. So all of this will be customizable in terms of colors. At the same time, we've got some really exciting announcements to make, which we'll be posting some information about later on. Essentially, we have
Right, and like this leads me to a question, right? It's like, so we're given, well, when you ask, so why is it that, so right now in UFC 4 we can pick a bunch of different types of shorts and a bunch of different types of gloves with a bunch of different types of colors. Why can't we pick our own color? Why don't we have a color wheel to be able to do that? If I pick a specific type of short and I want to change that color and I don't like whatever color that short comes in automatically, give me the option to change the color. Give me the option to do that. Give me a color wheel where I can switch it. I can amend it. This is, look, all I'm saying is, man, I just hope the powers that be are watching this and just being motivated by it, right? As opposed to looking at it and feeling some type of way, maybe feeling salty that they're being called out or whatever. And I would like this to be like more of a motivation. It's like, okay, look, this is an area that people would like to see us improve. And we're going to work hard to improve these areas because it's going to elevate our game. Especially when your game is centered around creative fighters. It's centered around calves. And I'm talking about EA at this point, These are things that would add to the game. I understand that right now we're just talking about creative fighters, man. We're still talking about the outside of the car. We're talking about how beautiful the body of the car is, the little line work on the car, the materials being used for the outside of the car. How the beautiful leather on the seat, the stitching. We're talking about all that, and we're not really talking about the engine yet. How powerful is the engine? How fast does this thing go? How good is the car when it comes to fuel consumption? We're not really talking about all the technical aspects of the game yet. This is mostly like, aesthetics, but goddamn, aesthetics are important. They're important as well. And this is something that I try to preach so many freaking times, man. Like, you cannot ignore aesthetics. You can't ignore it. You cannot ignore aesthetics, because if you do, the work that you do under the hood, on the engine of your vehicle or of your game in this sense, it will be overlooked. No one's gonna care about all the crazy GA you added to the game, or the absolutely incredible vulnerability system that's in the game. It's like, oh, okay, that's great, but why do the punches look like shit? That's great that you added all this amazing complex stuff, but why do the fighters move like that? Why do the punches look like they have no weight behind them? Why do they look like they have no power whatsoever? Why does the footwork look so horrible? Why don't the fighters look realistic? Why are their bodies so sunken? Where's the chest definition? Where's the arm definition? Why can't I amend my fighter shorts? You know what I mean? Why is it that I can't pick the name that I want? These are things that will stand out. The little things, the customization things that you might go, it's not as important as what's under the hood. What's really important is what's under the hood, but it's all important. It's all important for the game, for longevity. People are still talking about UFC Undisputed 3 in large part because of the aesthetics of that game. When we look at that game technically and you compare it to UFC 4, it can't touch UFC 4 technically. UFC 4 is a more complex and technical game. But when it comes to aesthetics, the animations, the way everything flows together, it's lacking. And these are things that, in my opinion, needs to be worked on.
Some of the biggest glove manufacturers in the world that will be featuring in Esports Boxing Club. Not only that, they are creating an exclusive line of gloves that will only be available in the game. So essentially, you'll have some major manufacturers that will have some branded gloves in here, which will be available to your fighter. Again, as your career mode develops, some of these will be unlocked as you go on. At the same time, there's plenty of people that won't want to go through the whole creating individual components, so you can just randomize a whole bunch of stuff. The same goes with things like boots. We are in talks with a number of designers, which will essentially allow you to create your own unique style. So again, a lot of this is around customization in terms of what's available to each of the players. And the same thing goes with the shorts. We'll have a number of shorts available along with the fighters' shorts that they wear, that we have licensed. So it's, again, all about customization options for the player. Or again, you can just randomize things if you don't want to spend time doing that. So another option that we have is the ability to upload and share your fighter across different players. So if you create somebody, the fighter share will be built into early access, and as I mentioned, the randomized feature is also in here as a fighter. So you can see how the various fighters change. So I hope that gives you a good idea.
So that is essentially it. I mean, what can I say? This is absolutely incredible. It really is. Now, if I can nitpick a little bit, I do understand completely this is a work in progress, so forgive me if what I'm asking for has already made it into the game. But the one thing that I didn't see, which worries me a little bit, as I'm looking at the creator right here, is fighter movement, right? Like the ability to pick how your fighter stands, right? You know, there are so many, not just that, the blocking style. Like Fight Night Champion, I would say take a look at what Fight Night Champion did right there. It's a huge part of customization. You know, what type of blocking style is my fighter going to use? Am I going to go with peekaboo like that? Am I going to go with cross blocking like that? Am I going to go with the Philly shell like that? What are we gonna have a lot of different types of blocking, you know, for our fighter to be able to pick as we are customizing our fighter. Secondly, of course, is the fighter stance. How is my fighter going to stand? I would love as many options in there as possible. You know, taking a look at you know, all these different boxers, how they stand, the peekaboo, the mummy. You know, Fight Night did a really good job of that. You know, the old school boxer type, or the flicker, you know, the ones that stand. There's so many different options, right? So, you know, it worries me a little bit that I did not see that in here. I don't know if you guys have that on your radar. If you don't, I don't know if you still have time to add that. I really do hope so, that it can make it in, because it really would be huge if we don't have that. If I make a fighter, I create my fighter, I'm able to do all this customization, but then I can't assign my fighter a specific blocking style or assign my fighter a locomotion style. How does he move around the cage? Is he a bouncer? Is he a plotter? Is he fleet-footed on the feet? You know, how does he hold his hand as he's moving? That is really important. And I would really love for you guys to please don't forget that. Do not forget that. So that is it, man. This is essentially the end of the video right here. At the end, they're gonna show Smoking Joe Frazier.
In terms of what to expect with regards to the character creator and the system, we'll be creating more development videos that are a work in progress. So as you're watching these, just obviously keep that in mind. This isn't the finished look. Again, it's just to give you an idea of how things are coming along. So keep an eye out on our social media channels. We'll be posting some more information soon. We've got some really exciting news coming along within the next week or two with regards to some new fighters that we have signed. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video and stay tuned.
Beautiful. So that is essentially it, man. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was really amazing. Really informative. A lot of things I saw right there gives me so much hope for the future. Just the few things that I mentioned that worries me. Just really hoping that they get to add those in the game. I'm also curious about how the AI is gonna work. Like if I was to create a fighter, are you guys gonna give us the option to assign a specific AI type? You know, there are a few questions that I have, and I'm not trying to go too crazy. I understand this is a small team creating, you know, their first boxing game, and I told you guys before, I don't have the biggest expectations in the world. This whole entire thing could come down crashing, absolutely. I hope it doesn't. I don't think it will. These guys they're putting in so much passion in this. I think it will be a success. I hope it is a success, you know. And well, we'll see what happens. Really looking forward to more development videos. If you guys want to follow their channel, I'm going to leave a link in the video description below. I do think these guys deserve as many subscribers as possible. Right now, they only have 3,000 subscribers. I think that's criminal. That is absolutely criminal. They need more subscribers on here. I mean, this video was posted 2 days ago, and it only has 12,000 views. That's criminal. Everybody needs to know about this. Everybody that wants a boxing game needs to know about this. So if you guys have not gone and subscribed to these guys yet, go right ahead, click that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, so anytime they upload a new video, you guys will know that it's been uploaded. And, you know, I'm also going to bring it to you guys. So subscribe to Esports Boxing Game on YouTube. Link in the video description below. I promise I will not forget to put it there this time. But that is it. Thank you so much for watching. This video has been long, but it's worth it. If you guys enjoyed it, don't forget to leave a like on the video, and I'll see you guys later with a brand new one. As always, stay safe. Peace out.